G'day yoga lovers, welcome to the chair series. I'm Michael Joseph, I'm here at Deep Yoga Studio, and I've said in the whole series you'll be absolutely stunned how many parts of the body you can stretch just sitting in a chair. All the stretches in our chair series you can do anywhere where you're sitting down, preferably in a chair that has no arms. The setup for today's stretch, which is a hip stretch, is pretty straightforward. What we want to do is sit at the very front of the chair. And the reason for this is by sitting on the front edge, the sit bones are still on that front edge, but it rotates the tops of the hips forward in front of the sit bones. Now to get into the pose, what you want to do is lean right back. The further back the better, even if you hit the back of the chair. And from here, I'm going to get you to lift one foot, use your hands, and then just anchor the outer edge of the foot, not the ankle, it's the outer edge of the foot on top of the opposite thigh. This is really important. Your toes are cantilevered off the front there. Now from here you can use your chair for support. Don't shuffle your butt anywhere, keep it where it is. And what we're going to do is slowly lift our chest and straighten our back. And you'll feel it already in that hip of the top leg, if you like. Now, if you're already feeling a stretch, job done. You don't need to do any more. For some of you, you might actually even be back here. No big deal. The whole idea about yin stretch yoga is that you feel a stretch. It looks different on everyone, and that's all that's required. So I like to stay here and gently introduce the body, gather its trust, and it'll yield. It'll let go. For some people, it feels like you're not going anywhere and you're in some sort of lock. I don't know why that's specific to this stretch, but I promise you, if you just keep persevering, that knee will drop. Some of you will be up here, no big deal, it will drop. Now, what I like to do is just embrace my foot and the shin just at the below the knee, and I just lengthen through the spine, lift the chest. Now for some of you, that's going to increase the stretch. For some of you, you may even want to lean forward and lead with the chest, so swan diving down. We don't want to impose or force anything here. We certainly don't want to go so far forward that we have to come out prematurely. It's normal for that hip of the top leg to guard and brace. So how about we send the next few exhales into it? Beautiful. And I like to close my eyes. That's a nice thing to do. And breathing into that hip. Good job, guys. Now from here, I like to continue swan diving down, and to make it a truly yin stretch, I'm going to just slowly round my back and forward fold. Beautiful. Now you may be able to release the hand that's on top of the shin and bring it down towards the mat. You can brace your shin of the leg connected to the mat. And keep going. Beautiful. Just a few more breaths. Beautiful. So if you can imagine, we're rotating the head of the femur, of the top leg, inside the hip joint, and all the connective tissue muscle that's wrapped around it, keeping it inside the hip joint, they're all getting a stretch. Feels fantastic. This will change the way you walk, your posture. It's such a beautiful, liberating stretch. And we'll come out now. So if you've got your hands on your shins, you can walk your hands up. If you've got your hands on your foot and your shin at the top there, you can keep them there and lean right back into the back of the chair. And just have a break. I like to interlace my fingers loosely and just slowly let that leg down. And you can give yourself a little bit of a wobble. We'll do the other side so we don't walk in circles. So we lean back and stack the opposite foot on top of the opposite thigh. It's the side of the foot, not the ankle, and our toes are cantilevered out the front. Now from here, we can lift. You might want to stay here and your knee might be here. If you're feeling a stretch, rock on. That's really great. For the rest of us, we might be able to lift our chest, initially straightening our back. Now this is not classic yin yet. We want to minimize the engagement of muscles, but for us to get into good alignment, it's always nice to go in with a straight back so that we isolate the hip on this side now. Beautiful. Now you can choose to stay here and practice dropping the knee of the top leg. For some of us, we may be able to swan dive down, leading with the heart, and then slowly rounding our back. You can release one hand and then the other, forward fold. Closing your eyes is really nice, drawing the chin to chest. Letting your heart center sink towards the ankle of the top leg. Beautiful. Now science tells us that wherever we bring our awareness, our mind, blood follows. So I'll invite you to use your breath as a vehicle for your awareness and breathe into the hip of the top leg where you're feeling it right now. Closing your eyes helps. And what we're doing here is sending blood to that area. It rinses it out, and it does the opposite of what we think. It doesn't intensify the pain, it actually dissipates it. And just a few more breaths. Beautiful. Just letting go. Now, if you have both hands on the low shin, you can walk them up. If you have your hands on the foot and the shin of the top leg, stay there and just lean right back. Well done. What a relief, huh? And then we'll slowly support our leg back down and just swaying your legs side to side. This stretch you can do 3 times a week, and it can handle 3 to 4 minutes. So what you might like to do is just put on this video or play a favorite song, something relaxing preferably, and that should do the trick. Thanks guys for joining us, especially in this chair series, and we'll see you in the next video. Namaste.